Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my full review on the Fox Knives Premium Mini Baby Core, I think it's called. This is a Blade HQ exclusive, and the naming of it is a little weird on their website. They call it the Fox Knives Mini Baby Core. Premium Mini Baby Core, sorry. I don't know why it would be a mini baby core. Why wouldn't it just be a baby core? Because the core is just called the core, not the baby core, right? So it's just kind of strange. It almost makes it sound like this is a mini version of the baby core, which I don't think it is, because I had that and it was this size. So, sorry, just a little side rant there, guys. I have a Coca-Cola Cherry here. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I have not had this knife that long. I've had it for about a week and a couple days. So normally it takes me a while to get to a review. I do the unboxing and the first impression / disassembly, usually if it's my knife. And I do those in the first, like, back-to-back almost. Like, almost within a day. Sometimes it's on the same day I'm doing it. Which is fine because it's a first impressions. But on a full review, I like to have the knife for at least a week and usually like 3. It takes me a while to get to reviews a lot, unless it's something I need to send off quickly or whatever. Which in this case, I think I'm going to need to send this off to another buddy. He seemed pretty interested, and I am sending him something else tomorrow. And I figured I'd just knock this out in case he did want it. And we can go from there. And I'm going to be up front and say I'm selling, trading it, whatever. Basically because of the size. It's just so tiny. And again, I had one of these in FRN before. And the detent was uber strong on that one. But I don't remember the choil being this small. And yeah, it's just tiny. Like, it was the same size for sure. But I guess my tastes have just changed since then. That was last summer sometime. And I didn't have it that long. Well, I had it for like a month or 2, but I didn't carry it a lot. I don't know. Shit happens, right? So basically, this is being traded most likely or sold. And I wanted to just wrap this up for you. Because I hate to just ship the knife off and then skip the review. Because I will do that sometimes. If I can get something I want in a trade and that's what this person wants and I didn't like the knife really, or it's not for me, I'll just stick with the first impressions and send it off, right? But if I can, I'll wrap it up, right? So that's an intro right there, huh? So Fox Knives Baby Core, Mini Baby Core Premium. So this is the one in micarta. So it's canvas micarta, I believe. Yeah, canvas. And I did compare the canvas to my Para 3, which actually is in burlap micarta, and I said canvas, so that's why they're a little different. I'm an idiot. This is a Vox design. So Jesper Voxnes designed this. He's an amazing designer. I love most of his work. It doesn't always stick around, though. For some reason or another, it's usually because of the, like, action deployment type stuff as a lefty doesn't work out for me well. Which is why I really wanted this, because it's a liner lock. And that tends to bode well for me as a lefty, like the F5 that I love so much. But the size of this guy just kind of nixed it for me right off the get-go. But anyway, this is in M390 steel. It's made in Maniago, Italy by Fox Knives, who my history with has not been kind. Always issues with detent, too light, too strong, rusting on, like, just random shit. And I usually avoid them at this point, guys. I try to avoid Italian-made knives, honestly. But this one came out, and I was very interested because it's a mini F5, basically. with a flipper tab. So I wanted one. And I remembered from the FRN one that I liked it. I just couldn't deploy it or anything because it was so damn strong. Like, I could flip it like 2 times and then my finger was incredibly sore. So either they got the detent right on this example or my finger got stronger. Who knows? But, yeah. So aesthetically, again, looking at a mini F5 here, you have this modified sheep's foot blade. Nice little tip here, nothing crazy. Decent blade stock on there. Pretty good for a small knife like this. You have the pill-shaped hole, just like the F5 that I love. You have this kind of slow rounding going all the way back into this jimping on this brass backspacer. And that goes down and around. You have a flat down to here, and then a nice little choil for your index finger / middle finger. And then the flipper tab and a choil, which is mega small, guys. If you thought the choil on the F5 was small, this is even smaller. Yeah. So, aesthetically, I like it, guys. I love a Voxnez design. I love a sheep's foot. Just really cool to me. I love choils. It just all works for me. The pill shape is cool. Ergonomically, again, if I hold it back here, 3-finger knife, and it's okay. It's not bad. There's no jimping here. We don't really need it because you have that micarta. You can still kind of reach right here. And it's comfortable enough. I could use it. But the clip is a hot spot because it's this loop over style. It goes to the butt end of the knife there. It's not countersunk screws, but I've never had an issue with a wire clip screw getting in my way because it's very tall, which again, ergonomically, it bites into your kind of meat right here. Not great, but I prefer the deep carry clip, so I'll take the trade-off there. Now, if you go up into the choil, yeah, now I can get 4 fingers on. This is why Jesper is a master. This tiny knife, I can get all 4 on like a full grip, right? Problem, look where my finger is. I don't even have the chubbiest fingers out there. Imagine Kyle grabbing this thing. I mean, his finger would be like up here. It doesn't work. It's too small. I guess they assume you're going to have baby hands to handle the baby core. Like, I don't know. You must have like medium size hands at the most, and you're going to want slender fingers. That's, like if you have those things, medium size hands, slender fingers, this might be the knife for you because it really is comfortable in this grip if I wasn't about to get my finger sliced. You get your thumb almost up to the tip there, and you get really good control of that belly. And yeah, I could cut all day with this. I still feel that clip, but it's not terrible, right? So ergos are kind of a mixed bag, right? Because of that. It depends on your hand, honestly, for ergos. Okay, what's next? Action, right? So on the action, this is interesting. So the detent is definitely lighter than it was on my first one, but it's still strong. It's strong on the middle finger flick. On the flipper, it's fine. It's like perfect, basically. I can flip this all day, no problem. I can fail it if I do the detent test. But that's because of the shape of the flipper. If I want to flip it, it flips. It's fine. Minimal tab, no jimping, but it works somehow. You just kind of put your finger on, pull down, good to go. Middle finger flick. It's strong, guys. But what I've found is you don't want to use your nail. If you use your nail, you're going to start to get sore quick. What I do, because it's such a small knife, is I kind of hold it like this, stick the meat of my finger in. Instead of doing like a flick like normally, I just kind of push out. And it just shoots it out because of how small the knife is. And the way my finger is kind of like amped up, basically. Like it's just ready to fire. When I get it, it just shoots out. Again, you don't want to get your nail in there because it starts to hurt after a while doing that. And you don't always get it to pop out. I just find this push to be the best way to get it out. And when it does come out, it usually flies out. Thumb flick. Left-handed is very hard because you have no cutout. On this side, you have a cutout because it's made for a right-handed thumb flick. So the right-handed thumb flick, awesome. You can flick this all day right-handed, and then the Spidey flick right-handed is good as well. And again, same trick there. Finger in, meet, push. Works great. Obviously, the flipper right-handed, same thing as left. The closing action on this, I actually went ahead and put Gillian's 5mm bearings in there. And, you know, it doesn't like drop shut or anything, but it's much smoother. And it does, you know, shake home, which is pretty good for a tiny knife like this. I'd say the action is really good, actually, for a knife this size. And especially with those aftermarket bearings in there. It does have the tiniest bit of play in the blade. It was really hard to get that out from jump. Like when I first unboxed it, it had play, and just trying to crank it down, it did not want to give it up. So I think that's just pivot design, honestly. Like something just, I don't know. And I have to wrench it. If I hold it like this, there's no play. But if I hold it up here and go, like give it a good shake, I can feel a little something. So it's not really an issue. Blade centering is off to the clip side, just a touch. I think most people would be happy with this, but you know me, guys. Yeah, so that's action. The sounds. So again, I'm starting to add this into my reviews, the sounds. So here, you can listen to it. Pretty good. Flick. Same sound. So it's not bad. When I first got it, again, it had this weird rattle to it, sort of. It was weird. You can see the unboxing. Maybe you can hear it. But ever since I took it apart, put those Gillian bearings in there, that's gone. I think it sounds good. Not great. If this was a titanium or carbon fiber variant, I bet it would sound a bit better. But it's not like totally dull like some micarta knives are, and I'm guessing that's because there's full liners on each side in there. But sounds are not bad. Carry. So you have the deep carry wire clip, goes in pocket, comes out of pocket, great. It's small form factor. It's a little chubby. Not too much, but it is a little chubby. And carry's great, guys. Carry's good. So cutting. This blade is ground very well. They did a good job with that. It is sharp, very sharp. Fox did a fantastic job on this grind. It is a full flat grind. Again, the stock, you know, for such a small knife is kind of thick, but I think it's tall enough that that flat grind brings it down to a decent edge. I'm going to call it 18 thousandths, 20 thousandths behind the edge. If it's better than that, oh well. If it's not, you know, I don't think it is too much thicker than that. Feels really good, guys. Cuts through paper very well. Very good for packages. Small little knife. Good tip. Cardboard. Cut right through it. Did very well on the minimal kind of stuff I tested it on, like I do with everything. So, value. This was $130. And then they had a titanium variant and a carbon fiber variant. And I think you had add $10 for each of those. So like 130, 140, 150, something like that. M390 as opposed to the original was an N690 and FRN. And that was $70. So you're basically doubling the price to get M390 and micarta or carbon fiber or titanium, right? There's a little variance in there, but double the price, basically. You know, M390 apparently is not cheap, and it is much better than N690 in my opinion and experience. So, and I do prefer micarta, carbon fiber, titanium to FRN. So I'm not going to fault them for the price. Now, $150 for a tiny ass knife like this in titanium and M390, I don't know. That seems a little pricey. $130 for this one, I don't think that's brutal. I think if they were like $110, $120, $130, that would be fantastic. But again, collaboration with Vox, collaboration with Blade HQ, my Carta M390. I don't know. I think it's fine. The value's fine, right? It's not great, but it's okay. Recommendations. Again, if you have tiny ass hands or slim ass hands and you like a Vox design, yes, this thing is awesome. Go for it. I can recommend it. Fox, at least on this example, did a good job. I was very surprised by how well they put this together. But if you have larger hands like me, anything bigger than medium, or they're fatty hands, and don't lie to yourself, guys. I'm fat. It's okay. Don't do it. You're just going to waste the money and end up finding somebody to buy it or trade it. Unless you're like me and you have a channel and you just want to get one in to check it out, because I knew that was going to happen, but I really wanted to see the difference between the one I had and this, because that one had the detent issue and it was FRN, and I just wanted to see. And honestly, anything Voxnez comes out with, I want to try once, right? So, yeah, that's it, guys. That is the Fox Knives Premium Mini Baby Core and M390 and Canvas Micarta. I appreciate you guys listening to me rant and rave as usual. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.